Dream Team. It's your boy D Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with Jim visits Australia's massive anti-migration fence, the Jim Jefferies show. Before we dive in, y'all know what I'm gonna ask y'all. Smash that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested, and let's hop into the video.
The New Zealand shooter left behind a detailed record of his anti-immigrant, anti-Muslim rhetoric. And unfortunately, these days, this kind of intolerance is being tolerated in more places than you might think. Take a look. You have to try really, really hard to not see the rising tide of white nationalism,
Lord.
anti-immigrant, and anti-Muslim sentiment around the globe.
Jesus.
In preparation for the migrants, the border is being hardened.
Ultra-conservative, anti-immigrant parties are on the rise.
So Trump's not the only one inventing border emergencies and talking about walls. I was shocked.
Yeah, I feel like, see, when it comes to like immigrants and stuff like that, I understand like you can only have a certain number of people in you know what I'm saying, in a country or before it's overpopulated, and that brings a clear set of problems. But I also feel like, I don't know, because like I was born in the U.S. and I do feel lucky to be born in the U.S. I'm sure a lot of different countries, people feel lucky to be born there. But there are also a lot of countries out there that are like poverty stricken, that know what I'm saying, that people feel unlucky to be born there. And I think just because they're born there, they shouldn't have to stay there. Know what I'm saying? And so it's hard for me when I see like people so against immigration and so against refugees, and it's like these people, a lot of these people, I feel like, I don't know the numbers, I don't know the statistics, so I could be completely wrong, but just aren't living, they want better. They want a better life, and you know what I'm saying? The conditions that they're living in aren't great. And so I don't think it's right to tell someone, well, you were unlucky enough to be born there, you can't come here. Sorry. That sucks. You know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, I know if I was born in a worse situation, and I wanted to go somewhere better, it's like, dang, like, I was unlucky being born here now, and I'm stuck. These other countries don't allow immigrants or don't allow refugees, and now, like, I can't get to where I want to get because I'm stuck in this place. And so, that's just how I feel about that. I don't know how to explain it any better, if you get what I'm saying.
Shocked to hear that the prick allegedly behind the Christchurch, New Zealand mass shootings is a white
crazy.
supremacist who grew up and was radicalized in Australia.
That's insane.
So what is the situation down there? And what are the people who may have radicalized him saying? Unfortunately, what I found here was a lot like Charlottesville. A lot of fringe activists spouting anti-immigration, racist bullshit out in the open.
If you want to fight Islam, you have to hit it at the core.
Get rid of that smug smile, you f***ing Go back to f***ing Sudan.
White people like myself feel happy and safe around my culture, my people.
And this anti-immigration fervour is uniting some strange groups. It turns out that the one thing that can bring together the alt-right and a Jew is their shared hatred of Muslims. Meet Jewish activist Avi Yemeni, a good Australian name.
And it's like, you know what I'm saying, though, you're gonna have your racist or prejudice or, you know what I'm saying, kind of people everywhere you go. Like, there's nowhere on earth you're gonna go that you're not gonna find a certain group of people or people who think a certain way. And while you disagree with their thinking, it's just like they're gonna be somewhere.
Immigration, cut it.
No more no more Muslims.
Get rid of African tribal.
Anyone from Africa. What about South Africans? They're a bit.
I think we should allow the white South African farmers in.
What about the black South Africans? I'll take that as a no. What about Syrians?
Those who are not going to import a violent culture or
How do you pick that out? Questions like this.
That's simple.
Are you violent?
No, you're Muslim.
We can't live in a society where
That's crazy.
This race can't be in our country.
Absolutely, we can.
Now, what makes Avi suddenly feel so comfortable?
He trying to take it back to the slave times. Know what I'm saying? We can't live in a society where this race can't live with us. Absolutely, we can. No, that's crazy.
Saying this shit out loud. Well, just like in America, more and more Australian officials are comfortable saying this shit out loud.
Now we are in danger of being swamped by Muslims.
And right after the New Zealand shooting, Senator Fraser Anning blamed the victims, saying the real cause of the shooting is the immigration program that allowed Muslim fanatics to migrate to New Zealand in the first place. And then...
Yo, how do you blame... Yo, that ticks you off. Like, 40... Did he say 49 people were killed? And you blame the Muslims for being there? That's why they were killed, because they were just there? Jesus.
The opposition responded. So even in Australia, Conservatives are taking a page.
You know, and at first I thought that egg boy, I was like, well, you know what I'm saying? You pop somebody in the head with an egg, of course you're going to get hit back. Like, you should be ready for that. Know what I'm saying? But after he said some dumb crap like that, bro, you should pop the whole dozen of eggs on his head, bro. Like, that's insane.
Trump's playbook. Ginning up fear of immigrants.
It's very dangerous out there. Drugs are pouring in.
And clinging to one overly simplistic idea.
Walls work. They work. Proven.
I think it's a big waste of money.
Powerful new video shows more than 100 migrants climbing over the border wall.
Apparently, the smuggler had a ladder.
Look, people come by.
Apparently the smuggler had a ladder.
Both by plane, through tunnels. And 62% of new undocumented immigrants are just people who overstayed a visa. Immigration is way more complicated than building a $5 billion wall. But have I been benefiting from a wall my entire life? I just found out that Australia is home to the largest migration fence in the world. So I'm off to the outback to investigate.
Let me see.
I want to chunder. I don't know all the lyrics. The fence is around 5,500 kilometres long. That's way longer than America's southern border. To learn more about this enormous immigrant net, I arranged to meet Carl, who maintains the fence out here in this dangerous borderland. Jim.
Carl.
G'day, Carl. You take care of this fence?
Part of it.
And what immigrants? You're trying to stop from getting, assume Somalians or some type of...
I thought it was like the rabbit fence that was the longest one. It's for rabbits, right? I think, because I seen another video where they're talking about the longest fence, longer than the U.S., like from one thing all the way to the other side of one side of the country all the way to the other side. This fence is longer than that.
Boat people, probably be Asians. They're sneaky, nimble bunch that could jump over with their gymnastics or whatnot. Luckily enough for you, you don't have Mexicans here. You don't know the pain that the Americans have to feel on a constant basis. So, what immigrants are you keeping out?
None, mate. Just dingoes.
Oh, dingoes. Okay.
Dingoes.
Dingo fence. Australians build a man-made wonder to keep dingoes from wandering about. Animal expert Emma Malik explains.
You enjoying this, guys?
No, it's a horrible country. Thank God I've become an American citizen. I can't bear this. What's the history of the dingo fence?
So the reason why the fence was built was to protect the cattle and sheep. You see, sheep are pretty dumb and they run at anything, and dingoes love to chase, so they'll just kill pretty much a whole flock.
They'll just kill the joy of killing?
It's instinct.
That's right. Innocent white victims.
Innocent white victims. Dang, so the dingoes, they just killing it for sport. They not even killing to eat, to survive. They just like to chase, so now we just killing y'all for sport.
Communities invaded by violent killers. So the government had no choice but to build a wall. But the walls work. Do the dingoes still get through?
Oh, they do.
They come over here, they're taking our jobs, they're taking our babies.
Oh, I haven't seen a good one yet.
Yeah. The good one's a dead one. Am
Something
I right?
like that, yes.
Yeah.
The only good one's a dead one.
Yeah. Once they get in, you can't get rid of them. Some refuse to assimilate, living by their own set of laws. Others get lazy, living off the fat of the land, and they take whatever they want. Would you say that the dingoes who come over the border are bringing crime, they're raping.
We still talking about dingoes?
I might say I'm a hippie saying this. What gives anyone the right to tell anyone where they can and can't live?
When you
Exactly. That's exactly what I was trying to say in the beginning. That's exactly, Jim Jefferies put it in one sentence. That's exactly.
The right to tell anyone where they can and can't live.
When you import this culture, what do you think is going to happen? Australia's going to end up the same shithole that they came from, that they were escaping. And you see that across Europe.
So what countries have become shitholes?
France.
France is a shithole now?
Absolutely.
The Germans took 1 million refugees.
Shitholes.
Didn't they feel that way about the Jews? They had to get rid of the Jews because they thought the place was a shithole? No, but they did.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
You don't understand.
Exactly.
You don't get it.
Exactly, bro. And thank you, Jim. Thank you for yeah. He ain't got an answer for that one, Jim.
No, but they did. That makes sense.
You don't understand. You don't get it.
Do you feel lucky to be born into Australia?
Absolutely.
Because you could have been born into what you called one of these shithole countries.
If you look at the polls in Australia done by...
the f***ing polls, get them out of here.
No, but
the actual polls. Do whites ever do anything wrong? Statistically, say in America, there's way more homegrown terrorists than there are Islamic terrorists.
I think you're nuts. You all believe in fairy tales.
I'll tell you a fairy tale. If you think all this overheated rhetoric about immigrants doesn't have real consequences, then you're ignoring reality. Hate crimes against Latinos are on the rise. And 50 people were killed in New Zealand because a deranged arsehole became convinced that Muslim lives are worth less.
That's insane.
Words matter. So think about that instead of focusing on some pointless wall. We've got the wall in Israel.
Yep.
China had one. It was great, right? We have one in Australia.
Dingo fence?
We went to the dingo fence.
Is that a wall, though? That's a fence.
It's the longest fence in the world. The dingoes are still getting through. They're still getting through. They're finding a way. Do you think that's working?
I don't know. I don't live in the outback.
You should. There's loads of white people there. You'd love it. They hate you.
He said they hate you. To judge a whole community of people based on the actions of a couple people is always sounded like absolutely crazy to me. And you can't just say a whole community is bad or a whole community is good. You can't do that. It's frustrating. It's insane. And I think Jim Jefferies said it best. And he said, who has the right to tell people where they can and can't live? That's all we got. You guys got a favorite video suggestion, you can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. It's your boy D Neal. Out.